We're now on step 3 of weaving our key keeper. Last video we got all of the weaving in place, including the rim row. It's now time to cut and tuck. In order to start this, we're going to mark each one of these stakes as to where we're going to cut them off. You'll notice we have some stakes that are on the outside of the basket, and we have some stakes that are on the inside of the basket. The ones that are on the outside are actually going to get folded over the rim row and tucked down inside, and the ones that are inside are going to get cut off flush. So right now we're going to cut these outside ones so that they'll be approximately the right length to be able to tuck down inside the basket. So if you get a ruler, we're going to take and measure up 1 1/4 inches for this basket, 1 1/4 inches above the rim row, and put a mark on the reed. I'm going to go to the next one that's on the outside, and I'm going to do the same thing. And over to here. You now know where the cut points are for that. Now that we've got these marked, each one on the outside of the basket, we can clip those off. We're going to leave these where they are right now, and now we're going to go in, and these will get cut off flush. Sometimes I have to put the scissors back behind in order to get those cut off. So you'll have just the ones on the outside ready to tuck. Now go ahead and do that part in your basket, and next we'll go ahead and tuck those in. All right, I've cut each one of the tuckers in, ready to go ahead and get tucked in, and I have trimmed off all the ones that are on the inside. This is what it's going to look like when we get it done. I've taken this, bent it down, and tucked it in underneath the weavers on the inside. So let's watch and see how I do this. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to wet these very carefully. And make sure that they are good and wet because you don't want them to break. Once I've got them wet, I'm going to take and I'm going to bend this. Let me put it this way. I'm going to bend this down to where you can see it's even with the rim row and it's bent down. Once it's bent fully, I'm going to let it come back up. I'm then going to take either a screwdriver or this long packer and go down there and pick up 2 of the rows. I then bend this over my finger to kind of make it a little bit more pliable so it'll go down inside and tuck in. And now you've got it tucked inside of these 2 rows, just like we did this one. Bring it up to the front. Sometimes you kind of make it all straightened out. Don't worry about this. This is all going to get cut off, plus it's going to be covered. This is what we're going to do. This is called cutting. Here we tucked, here we cut, here we tucked. We're going to tuck on each one of these all the way around. This is what your basket will look like once it's been cut and tucked. Sometimes in the process of tucking, you may use your needle nose pliers to kind of crimp them to make sure they're nice and flush. Also, once you get them tucked down in, you may want to readjust them to make sure that you can't see where they've been tucked. Step 4, which would be the next video, will be applying the rim and lashing your basket.